This is AC Starlord, aka Awesome. Welcome back to my channel, and this is a review for a Hulu original movie, um, pizza movie. It was premiered on April the 3rd. I started watching it right now. It's also Hulu on Disney Plus. I watched it through Disney Plus. Also, you have Dustin from The Stranger Things in here, and you have the kid who played Adam Goldberg in here. With a whole bunch of other people, and also the little Asian girl from some other Disney Channel shows, like Andy Mack and some other places, other shows. This movie was very interesting, very different from your normal, regular, like movie. First of all, I gotta say, for the guy who plays Dustin and Strange Things coming right off of that and going into a movie like this because we see his other co-stars in other things like Millie Bobby Brown that did some Netflix movies. Um, Hopper did some movies and he's on another TV show on another streaming service on HBO Max. The guy from um Goldberg's has been voiceover for Disney, and did some other things, but mainly for this guy because all the other cast from Stranger Things have done some movies and done some things. This guy right here, and my Joe Curry also did a Cold Storage, which I did review on here. So it's kind of cool to see the Stranger Thing. The Dustin, the guy I always have his hats from every season. Um, have a movie of his own, and pretty much he plays a guy named Jack. The guy from Goldberg's plays a guy named Montgomery. Montgomery's afraid to ask the girl he likes out. He's afraid to do some things. Jack is not afraid to do things, but everyone hates him there because he did something to the football team. And there's a lot of funny jokes in here, and it's also a really good like stoner movie, but the way they do this is not like they're not traditional stoners. They take like a little drug, and it's good, only good for with pizza. That's why it's called the pizza movie. But the way they do the phases, there's like what, six phases or six or seven phases. The way they do the phases is kind of like how they did um, the phases in 21 Jump Street. Um, and like 21 Jump Street shows you their phases too, but like the way they did their phases in here is exactly kind of like how they did 21 Jump Street and how they were on drugs, different things like one, so you can't say any bad cuss words or your head blows off. Um, the beginning of it, they have like they're singing, the hands are puppets, and then they switcheroo their bodies. So like Jack becomes a blonde girl behind me over here, like Freaky Friday. Montgomery becomes his butterfly. Montgomery's butterfly is actually played by Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter himself. And then Montgomery likes the Asian girl behind right over here. And he realizes towards the end he's not really equally matched with her, but he was always afraid to ask her out. And it's just, and then that guy right there is an RA. The RAs want to take over the take over the school, the college dorms and send the bad kids to other dorms, to a dorm that's 4 hours away. And it's just a lot of mix of things, and it's a mixed bag of things. But like the purpose is to get pizza. They had to eat. The only thing, because the difference for 21 Jump Street, they get high and they take the little wafer. Now this is just a little pill, a little mint pill. In this movie, but the 21 Jump Street, you take a wafer and you can overdose on it and you die. But this one, you could possibly die too. But the thing is, it's only good with food. This one's only good with food, so they said, oh, the best thing to eat with it is pizza, so they have to get pizza. The whole mission is to get a pizza. They order a pizza. They're trying to get the pizza, and that's the awesome concept of this movie, and it's funny. Some things in here are very funny. Um, but if you're already like a guy, if you're already not a guy, but you're already some people that already like smoke weed or smoke weed or do some minor drugs, not the heavy ones, but minor drugs. Like smoking weed and some of that. I know. Um, I mean, I don't do it myself. I'm a Christian, but I know these. I watch some stoner movies and they're fun to watch. Um, but if you're like some friends I know that have smoked weed and dabble in that, this is a stoner movie. Nonetheless, you take a little pills behind it, you take a little pill, but like you can watch this while you're smoking that and be like, oh, this is trippy because there's a octopus, like a cartoon octopus that, you know, they get swallowed up in and their hands return puppets. Like there's a lot of trippy things in here. And I have a friend named Juan, and they become this guy named Juan. They all become one, but it's actually they all become one. So that was pretty funny. There's just a lot of things in this movie that was very funny, hilarious, and I thought was unique and different from any other type of movie I've seen, but especially naming your movie the pizza movie or Hulu's pizza movie because they have to eat pizza. It's just funny and it's great. And seeing the guy, Dustin and Stranger Things in here, and not wear I mean, not be in the Stranger Things, still playing D&D. They kept the D&D thing in here because that's what Montgomery and Jack were doing with their friend. That was the blonde girlfriend, the blonde girl. That's their friend. They're playing D&D. So that still kept in the kind of origin of like, even Jack's character, but like Jack doesn't the football team that I wouldn't want to feel because it's funny to see it in the movie itself. They kind of have a breakup with friendship. They kind of have their friendship kind of breaks up, Montgomery and Jack for a little bit towards the end of it. And I experienced that for a little bit. I mean, I'm experiencing that, well, everyone experiences that for a little bit in their lifetime and they try and they make up eventually. That's how life goes, and sometimes they don't. Um, but if they do, yeah, it doesn't happen like they do in the movies here, but it did happen. It's the movie they made up and everything's fine. But seeing this guy who plays Dustin not play Dustin after a long period of time playing Dustin from Stranger Things, it's just fun to see him in something else. Um, and I love to see him do something else like this for Hulu or anything else or a big screen movie or whatever. Same thing for the guy who's in um, um, Goldbergs. Highly recommend watching this movie. Oh yeah, and then he doesn't go out, the Montgomery doesn't go out with the Asian girl because he's pretty much scared of her towards the end because she has like this folk rock metal band, which is really weird. A folk rock metal band, which folk music is different from rock music or metal. I don't know how that mixes in, but that's pretty funny. He ends up falling in love with the blonde girl because they have more things in common, like the little fidget thing they have and different things they have in common. He explores, he learns that, and turns down the girl. Um, Personally, if that girl from Andy Mack asked me if I was that in that guy's shoes, and that girl from Andy Mack asked me out, in college, right? Um, I wouldn't say no for the first date at least. The first date, I would try it out, and if I didn't like it, then I would have gone on. And if I didn't like the date, then I would have, okay, well, I still have the other girl. I mean, the other girl obviously liked him, but you have the other girl at least, or you have the attempt to maybe try, but the other girl just wants to be your friend. That's still something too, right? But that's not what happened in this movie. That literally he said no, and she couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe that she got rejected from the guy she kind of liked, and then he went off with the blonde girl. So different scenarios. If I was in his shoes or writing the script, it would be a little bit different. But this movie was funny. I highly recommend eating this with pizza because it makes you crave pizza. Um, but it's a good movie. I highly recommend seeing this. Want, I want whoever wants to see this movie because it's funny and it's great. If you have Hulu, watch it on Hulu. If you have Disney with Hulu, watch it on Disney Plus through Hulu because it's easier that way. But either way, and this might be on Blu-ray at some point. Who knows? I don't know. But this is a fun movie. I highly recommend seeing this. It's on Hulu and also on Disney Plus with Hulu. If you like this video, put a like, comment, subscribe. If you like this video, put a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and deuces.